Hello, hello. We can get started. Hope you're all having a good one. It's Monday. We're back on Arena and back checking out our uh draft two, the through the Omen Path, definitely not Spider-Man limited format, and seeing how that plays. Necromancy has text. But yeah, this set released last week on Tuesday. Came out on Arena. It came out in paper a little bit before that. Uh, wonder if the announcements are anyway. Um, yeah, the big thing about the draft format that we have here is that the pick two draft format where you're double picking everything. Think like if you play double masters and double masters, you get two picks on pick one. This is two picks everywhere. Yeah, Crunchwrap Light. But it's also 4 and 2, so you're playing half the games. Maximum magic on this is 5 rather than 9. So, anyway, we also are full of spiders today, so keep that in mind. Just, the set has something like 20% spiders by volume, which is a lot of spiders. Anyway, let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see what we can roll into on the draft front. Cactuar in the mountains. Which is less funny than Cactuar at the Daily Bugle. I think Cactuar at the Daily... Give me pictures of Cactuar. Do you know how many pictures of Sabotendi I have on my hard drive? I take... when I'm playing FF14, I have a little minion with me that's Sabotendi, my Sabotender. I'm gonna talk about this before I hit ready. I should just go. And I take so many screenshots of myself doing that. Alright. Kraza Swarms 1. This is... Spiders have Riot. Damage can't be prevented. Spells can't be countered. Riot itself. This is Spider Punk in the set. Very nice as an opening piece. Resurrect. Return a 3 cost. It attacks each combat, and when it deals combat damage, sacrifice it. We also have Alesso and Prax. This is the pickup and gain flying on cast. Really interested here, but what do I want to go with it? Do I want to pick up like Zan, or do I want to pick up Deserex? Deserex comes out really cheap as a Mayhem card. We did some Mayhem stuff, but Zan also is like a ramp piece that also would like gain Riot from this, though in Web with Riot is sort of not as functional. I'm willing to try this. We'll see if Black Red is open and we can do madness stuff. This is not a spider, mind you. So we'll keep an eye on like what else could be in here that would be really nice to pick up. Scorpion Sting and Wisecrack are flat removal spells. Scorvus is pretty dang good. This is a card that I think I've seen in like every white deck as like one of the best cards in it. That is a spider. I'm gonna take pile of removal, right? Like, target creature deals damage to itself. If it's attacking, they take 2, and this is just -3/-3. When a creature of mana value 5 comes in, equip this. It's +4/+4. So it's not looking at what you paid, it's looking at what it costs. So this is 4. I'm gonna pick the removal pieces and try to pick our colors that way. Ooh, I like this land. This land has Mayhem, and if you play it from grave, you lose 2. But like you could discard it, and it's really nice. Knife Trick versus Shock. We also have Rouse the Swarm there. There's the swarm. Knife Trick was playing alright for me. Thinking about the shock. No, let's get in on the plan. I know shock can go dome, obviously. Common crook. All creatures at -2/-2. If you mayhemed it, its opponents instead. Sure. That seems fun. And then, these are very filler level. I'm not interested in either, to be honest. They exist. Fixing and fixing. Sure. Crime Lord and Enforcer. Really? Spectac come around too. Oh. Probably not going to play it, but I'm going to... Okay. Duskmourn's Claim. Beginning end step. Target players reveal the top card of the libraries. Each lose life equal to the card the opponent revealed. Oh boy. This is both players bob each other. You take damage equal to their card, they take damage equal to your card. Certainly picking Crash. Crash lets us discard a card to make a creature unable to block. Archivist is like the best card in here by like way of just power. The reason you want to be playing Duskmourn's Claim is like more of a I'm not interested as much in it in limited because this is like a multiplayer where you're choosing the opponent or you're building your deck with high mana cost stuff. I don't like the fact that I'm just giving my opponent free cards. Hello. New and Sumi, which is Goblin Humans again. Discard a card and then draw a card for each other card you've discarded. Okay. Damn. That is... It's a neat build because the thing that makes it interesting is that you can build a deck with high mana costs in a 1v1 to make it function. I would also like Wardens. This is a really good discard outlet. But Deathflame Burst is a way to like discard a card, like removal spell that works on our discard. This is expensive. This card's really expensive. God damn. Orb Weaver, sweet. Chosen by Valgavoth. Enchanting Region +2/+2, it takes all damage. Yeah, okay. Margot on the case. Can't be blocked, double strike, kind of ridiculous. Fine with this dinosaur. We're not gonna Urban Retreat, and I don't really care about a Savage Mansion. Bog? And Caress. Still with Spectacular Tactics running around. This is a funny one. Okay. White-blue is our very obvious unchosen of the 5 setups. We'll just go ahead and finish up. Okay. Fine filler we want. Ooh, okay. Egric here, when you attack, just gives you Bolus's Citadel active. Top card of your library and play cards, you can pay life instead of mana. Also 4/4 lifelink. Imposter Syndrome's pretty cool, but yeah, this is a 5 mana 4/4 like Bolus's Citadel that needs to attack once. Speaking of which, we do have a way to give this haste. Riot is either 1/1 counter or haste. So we can get in immediately and then like land and then play the spells. Deathflame Burst will be a way to push things out of the way. Treat. Okay, what do we got in the... Wow, we got nothing in this because this is very blue-white. This pack is just the most heavy blue-white pack in the world. Take Deadly Caress and probably take the Trolley. Lost in Lichara is... I think this is Clone Saga. Sale 3, copy, draw, and pigeon. I like the pigeon. I think the pigeon's really good because it's an enabler for in web, which is a cost reduction mechanic. Cost reduction mechanics are one of the most powerful style of mechanics you can play with in Magic the Gathering. You know, I realize that blue-white is open and everyone realizes that, but nobody moved on to it. Like, just look at this. That's fine. I think our deck is like missing cats is the biggest thing I'm sad about with it. Okay, this is a discard outlet. Because, like, you know, Mothwing Shroud is still here. The one player who's playing green-white is probably eaten really well because of this. Okay. Looks like we're at least correct in our position if nobody's picking these cards. It's not that somebody's in black-red, it's that there's somebody in black-blue and there's somebody in red-green. Red. That's the difference between where we are. But yeah, so this is like our last time we had this deck, but with much less cats, which I think makes it less consistent. But it has a lot more removal going on, like flat. The 2 Deathflame bursts. And it has some high-end bomb stuff I like. Gravestone, Mist, Mayhem, you, Bulwark, take a Clandestine Work, Shock, Deathflame Burst, Wisecrack. Is that the entirety of my... Oh, it's because my red's all locked up in multicolor cards. 41, what are we cutting? Got a lot on the top end here. Could probably drop something like Tethix. Okay. Don't have a lot on the low end. We might be wanting to play the second Crook just to, like, manage the early game better. Our actual count on spiders is hilariously low, 4, because of the colors we're in. Kraza absolutely wants to be green-red rather than red-black, just because of the number of, like, spiders in that. We've got Orb Weaver, we've got, Envoy of the Bog, and then we've got, yeah, Bile. These are the spiders in the deck. Giving them haste, though, is actually quite good. Like, haste on Igrik is really strong. Orb Weaver with haste becomes a 3-power menace haste. So. Alright. Yeah. We're missing cats. I feel like we're missing discard outlets for this deck. We'll see. I want to, like, we didn't, like, it ended up being the open space on that board, but I want to play a little bit more with, like, white, blue, white, green. A lot of the common stuff in white is really strong between, yeah, this is fine. Brawlers into new is actually really good, because we might be able to discard and draw some extra cards. Get some extra cycling going. Okay. So Common Crook is our... Ooh, what are we doing over here? Simic? Interesting. This is, if you cast a 4-drop, it gets a 1/1 counter, so our opponent's on big green. We really don't have anything I want to be casting, and I'm not moving in, so... Pass here, they get their 4-drop, they'll be able to attack with this. Their 4-drop is quite good. This card is dead against an opponent like this? Really? Not attacking? Okay, let's go ahead and play out the Brawlers. They've got something? So the brawlers can discard a card to gain +1/+1 menace. We can discard Orb Weaver, Mayhem, Orb Weaver, discard Mist, do Mist. We can play Caress because we have a villain, 2 villains. Do you have like the extra arms? Is that what we're looking at here? I'll pass here. I'm not willing to try in on this right now. Okay. Let's go discard Orb Weaver. Play the damning Caress. See what they've got. I think they've got like a counter or some sort of play going here. They left up 5 mana. Could be white. That's the in-between color here, of course. Secret identity. Hexproof. Alright. Sadly, the Mist isn't playable on this, but... Gonna decline. Let's push in for 6. Okay. I think Crash is a nice play for next turn. This card feels like it wants to have Mayhem like 4 or 3, but it doesn't. Sure. No blocks. We'll go to 10. Opponent doesn't have board building right now. Interesting. Okay. In for 6. I think they've got a bounce spell. Oh my god. Okay. You got it, boss. Not casting the Mist doesn't do anything. Alright, they're off the white. They've spent it. They no longer have white mana, but they still have 5. I don't think anything's changed. I'll force them to spend a trick here. What the fuck is this? Yeah, alright, okay. Goddamn. Well. Sure. Flash +2/+2, 2 1/1s, and the 1/1 from the Larking Lizards, and the... Okay. We're at 4. That's pretty bad. How do we come about on this? I did not... I guess if I didn't block there, I was... dead? Yeah, dead. Alright, okay. Alright. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, this thing tramples so that the block there. No, we wouldn't have died. We would have gone a 1 on that. We were on 10. Anyway, we're dead like 6 ways to Sunday there. Okay. Yeah, splash for like the white room, but yeah, that spectacular tactics and the O-ring are the two cards that are like common in white that are just like defining. I think they're the defining pieces of the format. This deck is way worse than the first one of these we did because it just doesn't have the cats. What are we doing without the cats, you know? I'm also not doing great on, what on earth are you? Whenever this creature player then exils card and then gains the other abilities. Okay. No. Well, it's fine. So I can't kill this with Wisecrack even. So they get top 3, 1 hand rest to grave. No, top 2. 1 hand, 1 to grave. But yeah, the big thing, neither of our opponent's creatures are killable with our removal spells. Okay. Well, do I have a discard outlet? No. I guess I'm playing Deathflame Burst at this. So they can copy it and get its ability on it again. Interesting. Yeah, copy it, then it's gonna top 4. And then 1 in hand, 3 to grave. Splashing white for something? Maybe the Mr. Negative or something like that. Oh god, again, yeah. Okay, that's not a... White is real in here. Ah! Splashing red and white. Okay. You flip on... I guess we need you dead. Get you out of here. We can shock you. That's fine. Because you don't have red source right now, and I need to get rid of your card advantage engine. Yeah, so we can just shock you. Though this connives, so it's a draw discard. That's not big enough to get through. So we can get you... God, we are under a heavy amount of card advantage going on here. We at least have some high power things left. Okay, discard a knife trick, and then another brawler. Okay. Well, let's get you off the table, please. And then I'll play Scorvus. But you have 4/4. This means if you want to use the brawlers, you have to discard 2 of them. Every creature that we have made a 4/4 at all times has been a mistake. Oh boy, okay, alright. Well, this card has 3 power. Good luck. We needed that to be a 4 power to force the brawlers in. I want them to discard a card of the brawlers, and then we can wisecrack it. Okay, mill 1. We're gonna block here. And then Scorpion Sting. Okay, that gets the menace off the table. Leaves the pinger, but Wisecrack can take care of that, hopefully. That doesn't really change the power on that. Okay. Okay, 2 lands on the mill. Death Toucher on the ground. We can't attack into this 1/3 though. The -1 power on this. We can't attack regardless as defender. But like, even if we could, we couldn't get through the 1/3. I might want to kill this enforcer so they can't just keep pinging me. I'm gonna end step through that. 7th land. They're gonna play any land they draw. So 1 in the air again. Mills himself. Didn't value this as highly as I think I should because the flying as a defensive piece is nice. The vigilance means that it works in different decks than, like, you might expect. Okay. Wisecrack, get you off the table. They're going to activate once. They're going to gain... Because it deals damage to itself, it'll lifelink for a couple more points. Okay. Just get you off the table. And start working down our opponent's life total. 1 hit at a time. 8 mana, they can cast anything. And they also can surveil every turn. A couple more lands, they'll be able to do it twice. Oh, they keep a link card on top. Red source? No, a 3/3 flyer. Uh-oh. Well... Good news. Get out. I don't want... No thank you. Okay. We are playing so far from behind, but we're still playing. Okay. That's a card that can make the game ours if we can, like, resolve. I assume it's going to die to an O-ring on untap, but, you know, like, if it doesn't die, it's very good. Okay, alright, well. Very bad news. Okay. Get back a 3-drop. The 3-drop has to attack every turn. Does that get back anything useful? Not really. It's a 4/3 at least. I'll go for this. Okay, nice mills. So we need a kill spell for the 4/2 or we're smoked, like right now. We get 1 turn. We actually were doing a good job of clearing out the board there, but our opponent having Wrath, that's too many flyers. I don't think there's a card that generates that much blocker. No, the villain kill spell would be that would be close, wouldn't it? You know, on the other side, these go in and out real quick. Like this is clearly like we have a higher top end on this deck, but like just not enough enablers, not enough cats. Ah, I've got the. I wonder how greedy I'm supposed to be on the 3rd color splash in this format. Anyway, in and out real quick. Let's move on to 2. 50 in a pack. You just get 1 pack on all these, don't you? No, 2 packs there. Okay. Okay. I want to see what white ends up looking like. We've done the madness stuff, the mayhem, not madness, a couple times. We took every red, black card, no cat. Yeah, we just didn't have cats, so. Alright, what do we got here? Flash, flying, indestructible expert for your team. Yeah, that's a great place to start, I think. Rouse the Swarm or Gallant Citizen. Gallant Citizen is a really nice enabler for some of the in web things. Rouse the Swarm is a anthem for a lot of decks. I'm pretty interested in Anthem for a lot of decks, especially like picking Silk Shoots here. Wisecrack, Carlo, Cruel Cat. I think Scorpion Sting and Wisecrack are also pretty powerful stuff. Let's try to get the green-white going and see how that looks. And okay, I really like seeing Celestia Archivist, because I think this card's incredibly powerful, and we also have seen Spectacular Tactics being doing a lot of work. Shoutouts to Chizak. This thing's just pretty good for being more on our good friend Dreadmaw. We also have Closet and Sanctuary. Grab these two. Okay. Supportive Parents, Gallant Citizen. Could also be the Ref. The Ref was doing pretty good before. Ref with Silk Shoots is actually pretty real, too, as a pickup. Do we care about that more than Parents? Get one copy of the Ref. Well, more copies of the Ref, I suppose. Chariot, I think, is actually pretty important because it's a way to tap Gallant Citizen for in-web stuff. Yeah. Okay, so that's our 4, so we're back to our opening pack again. I like a lot of the green-white specific cards as well. We saw, okay, Carcall and Lively Leap. Here we're cutting the color to send a message. Both of these are, like, fine to play. Lively Leap is +2/+2 flying, and then 2 life if it's a spider. Cruel Carcall's, you know, Rude Wallow cat. The villainous cat. Okay. Seeing the land coming around makes me feel pretty good about the position. Alright, pack 2. Arachnomania. Skyrod. Leyline Weaver, I think, is a really strong card. 1/1 reach, and the Archangler Skyrod, I think, is one of the funniest cards in the set. I don't hate that. This is so expensive, but, like, gives you something late game. What's happening over there? We're looking for removal, too. The, like, interactive pieces are pretty important for us. Cheering Crowd and another. Cheering Crowd also ramps us, and so does Leyline Weaver. Cheering Crowd is a funny one where they can put counters on to get mana, but then it becomes like a 3/3 or a 4/4. I think I do want one copy of Chizak, especially if I'm picking a couple of ramp pieces. I'd like to pick the Leyline Weaver too, but I kind of want a big payoff card too. Like the green we've got. I'm going to keep the idea of moving to red open if we see like more red coming up, and like maybe we splash on Tactics and a Demi. We'll see how that ends up looking. Keep an eye on that mentally. Well, okay. This is a great one to have. Jedi and Hoppy flying on your turn. And we can scout. None of these red cards are enough to make me want to be playing red. This card's okay. It's just okay. But yeah, flying on your turn, and when it leaves, make a 1/1. And then... Hello. Huh. You tap for red. You tap for any color. Come on. I'm gonna set you to the side and keep an eye out for pack 3 fixing. I think that the pick there we had was a fight spell, and like that would have been fine, but let's keep an eye out for like fixing pieces. Yeah, red looks reasonably open, but not very powerful. Okay. Another copper of Jai Hoppy, crime scene investigator, spectacular tactics, vibrant cityscape. If we can get some copies of the common 4-3 that searches basics, I'd feel a lot better about this. Swarm, Gallant Citizen, both of those are exactly the sort of things I want. Lurking Lizards is also really good, maybe better than the Citizen. Another Spectacular Tactics. But I like this handing off a ton of pumps to a lot of our extant cards. Ooh! Alios, that's the one that jumps us. When you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, well, whatever. City Pigeon? Sure. Surveyor? Oh. Playing the Full Throttle Fanatic. Not playing the research team. And playing the crowd. Oh. Closet? This is a funky pump bit. CSI and you. Okay. I don't think I have the fixing to be able to 5-color the Scions of the Earth Spider. This card's really, really powerful, though. Like, even if it just had the pile of keywords, Flying First Strike, Lifelink, Haste is enough to be, like, game-ending. But then it hands off all those keywords to everything. So, like, you gain 1,000,000 life. Let's take a look. I don't think we ended up with the fixing to make that functional. Yeah, I think we wanted to see that earlier in order for the deck to, like, want it. Instead of having it and being like, okay, well, what are we doing with this? Especially because, like, we have... Okay, so our fixing is Vine-Woven Chariot. Not Archivist, the Arachnologist, and then, like, a basic of every type. And that would be about what we could include for it. This does end the game on cast, I'm pretty sure. I just don't know how we would fit it. It would just be playing 3 basics and then drawing it late. Maybe the second Vine-Woven Chariot. 2 Vine-Woven Chariots. The Treasure from Favored Fighter. It's like not there. Like if I include it, it's one of each. And like a dead card in the deck. So I'm giving up consistency on the mana base and our early game in order to have a bomb that, like, is able to just win from basically any position? Yeah, I don't think so. What's my creature count? I'll put it in the closet. Maybe the Sky Rod's better. Maybe the pastry's better? I don't know. I want an Earth Spider. That would be a really fun thing to build too, but like, we really wanted, like our opponent who had it, a couple copies of the like searching basics. And we already had a couple pieces of fixing going in, and I was looking at most of what we could find after it, but just not enough coming around for what we wanted. I think in the deck we were in is the most likely to be able to splash it and make it work, because like if you're just in like red-black, I don't see how you get 5 color, but like, alright. Let's ride. Alright, cheering crowd. The worst case is we give them a mana, they use it to kill this. I found a new worst case. Are you kidding me? Come on. Get out of here. Hey, Modifin, thank you for the sub. This is the worst card I've ever played. This card just keeps giving our opponent mana. Okay, thank God. Yes, take action. I want... crime scene. Alright. Then, should I... They were sitting on that counter spell. Interesting. So they get 2 mana off this. And probably kill it. Again. No? Okay. Ooh, I don't have, like, great answers to that specifically. That's, like, not a thing I have a way around. 4/4... Play the ref? Could make this a 5/5 and let it get in. It's not bad. Okay. This costs 1 to do its thing. We're going to play Citizen. Okay. So... They've got 4 colorless. I'm sure this is fine. Yeah? Sure. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Alright, how are we dealing with something that large? The answer is our card that just, like, destroys a 4 or greater power creature is the what we're supposed to be finding. But, like, I don't have that, so... do you have a second copy of Luis? Luis 2, the sequel to Luis? I mean, you can just get me if you've got another fireball. I'm sorry, what is this? Hold on. Hold on, what is this? No, I'm good, thanks. No, I'm good. Pass. Another X. Our opponent's just pile of X spells, and I'm giving them all the mana in the world. Please help. Okay, all right. Yeah, Chemex over there. Well, goddamn. Like, our opponent's just gonna slam Luis at us again, I'm sure of it. Oh no. They're gonna regrowth. They're gonna buy it back. I know it. Get ready. Get ready for the return of Luis. No. No. Here it comes. Goodbye. Goodbye. Okay. I have learned that the card that gives all of us infinite mana is really bad in the Fireball Chemex matchup. Just when your opponent has bought Chemex, probably don't play that card. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh. Like, oh yeah, this is probably fine. This will be like a 6/6, and like I'll be able to cast all my things. They'll cast all their things, and ours will be better. I should probably just gone and put the Earth Spider in the deck at this point. That's fine. This hand's good. Crew 2, a bit annoying. It's fine though. Okay. What? Okay. Oh, sweet. Great opening land. Okay. Blue black. Blue black, so we got control, we got villains, we got lookouts, we got the mob. One 4 is pretty decisive at blocking Chariot, so okay. Fine to see that. Get our card off the Citizen. then we get turn 4 favored fighter, I think is the line. Alright. This thing's actually pretty nice. Okay, no enablers, just bodies. So, that's alright. Anytime you want to stop, that's fine. I don't think this deck has anything to do with pile of mana. That's bad. I don't think we have an outlet for this sort of thing. We don't have the Eleni. Oh boy. Next spell you cast, copy it. Okay, so they get a setup here, and then they're going to double spell next turn. Okay, 2 engrave, 1 on top, so they have a pretty good 5 they're going to be copying, is their obvious hope, right? Sure. Take 2. Are you sure about that? Okay. Let's get some damage in. Okay, off the table. That's good. So what's your double up? Mana War? Would be a pretty good one. Fifth land. So we do have double, whatever it is. No. No! Oh, no! Oh, okay. I see. Like, how do I want to do this? Cheering crowd. Then we're gonna crew 3. Then we're gonna go to combat. And they're gonna trade with the chariot? If they trade with the chariot, I'm not doing a goddamn thing. If they trade with the 4/4, I'm willing to put more into the board. Okay. The reason I tapped that Gallant Citizen, by the way, is so that I could in-web it. That's why I overpaid the crew. I feel like it's pretty obvious, but I still wanted to do it because I wanted to replay that Gallant Citizen. My thought process on if they trade with... Okay. Well. So they can name the Leonin and get a card draw if they hit us with it. Which is fine, I'm not doing anything about it. They can draw 1 card. They didn't put a counter on the cheering crowd. We've got... I'm fine with this. Because this card is quite good. On a creature cast, 1/1 counter on a creature and it flies. So, like, needs to be answered. Alright, a flyer. And a flyer. Sure. Yes, please. Okay. I'm gonna post-combat this. I realize it's a 1-1 I missed, but, like, I'd rather have kept the tactics as a combat trick there. Whereas this gets us a 3-2 reach after combat, which I think is more important than... Interesting. Okay. 8-8 hexproof. No other text, but it is hexproof. As long as they control... This is a villain. Well... Okay. I got moves. Keep jumping. So they can jump Ozor here if Arala dies. But also, like, we can block and kill the 8-8 right now, so... They want the mana? Terrifying. What for? Sure. I'm gonna get hit again by Luis. You know, giving us the mana actually made a 5-5, so my blocks look really good on the 8-8. So, like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. We'll get the 8-8 off the table for the cost of our 5-5, and then we'll get the, any creature we draw jumps a Lesso, so... That's a nice one. Not gonna lie, I instantly assumed an X-Spell. Nah, that was our previous opponent. Don't worry. This opponent ain't got crap compared to them. I don't buy it. They don't have Chem-X. It's not listed over here. You gotta look at their relics. That's important. So we can pump... Okay, that copies one of their two, so they get another Death Toucher on the ground. Don't really care. Like, you have a ton of Death Touch on the ground, you can jump one of these once, but that's... Yeah, this only jumps it once, flying until end of turn. It's... Yeah. We kill you on any creature draw. We don't have that right now, but... Okay. Ugh. Cheering crowd is such a jerk. Fine. It only makes our gallant citizens really bad. So, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Actually, I'm supposed to include the, it's fine. Oh no! Hello. Sabo's Tendi. Scion's obviously dead for a little while. The Alf Green is actually the bigger piece of this. We did ask for this result, yes, when I cut lands out of here. It'll be fine. We'll just draw into it. Alright, first, don't do that. Sorry. I almost... Oh boy, okay. I almost played that island, and if I did that, you know what I would have drawn. It would have been a double white card that is a gallant citizen. Okay, blue out of you. What do you got? Blue-black again. Okay. Enforcers. This card is quite good. Well, you know what? Darval will beat you in a fight. That's fine. That keeps us going. Third color, red. Okay. And we got Carlo. We draw the green, we get to rouse the swarm. I don't think we attack still, but... Actually, I think we do. They're not blocking. They're going to gain the life back off the Enforcer. Carlo's going to get to connive. Carlo will connive over up to 2 big, though, soon. So, that'll be fine. Sure. That was the other thing here, is I just assumed Carlo wasn't going to be attacking. But even if he is, that's fine. So they get their 2 in. That's okay. We're at 22. What's your follow-up? You have 3 colors. I'm sure you've got something. Darval off the table? No. Ooh. Okay. Sure. Can you kill this, please? Darval in? You got a removal spell for me? Which is what Spectacular Tactics is for? Or you just take 4, I'm fine with that. Alright, y'all ready to die? It's time to die. Here you go, have your mana. Okay, here you go. It's fine, you can have your mana. Spend it on your Merciless Enforcers. I'm fine with that outcome, to be honest. I don't mind that shock. Sure. I don't mind that shock. Okay. Carlo connives. Wow, they're actually much higher red. The Carlo's the splash. Interesting. We've got... We have true, mayhem going over here. Carlo's gonna be flipping things around. Okay. Fine with this. How many artifacts for me to hit? A little awkward. Wow. In. This is going to look really good then, I think. Okay. Lifelinker off the table. We can start the offense. If they've missed the 5th land drop a couple times, we also have made land drops past 5, but that means their hand is full of gas stuff. But probably only one thing a turn, which makes Spectacular Tactics, again, very good. Like, yeah, I told you what's in my hand, but I think I'm okay with that. If they pump Carlo at all, I can just kill Carlo. So draw discard. Probably discarding a Mayhem card here and getting some value. I'd like to kill Carlo just so they can't keep drawing cards like this. Imposter Syndrome. Okay. All right. Get in. And then check this out. Yeah. No, thank you. I will pass. Alright, they have enough mana to make plays. They have all their colors. They're off double blue. You just have a Wrath of God. Okay, well, at least we got follow-up. That's a 3-3. That's pretty good. I played that out there not to send a message, but to produce lethal damage. That's a pretty good one to have here. Alright, Pigeon. You're here to save us from this merciless enforcer hitting us. Still in top decks. We have a couple draws that get us, like, directly out of things. Some of our bigger plays. That's very good. God damn. Ouch. Okay. Okay, alright, yeah. I don't like that. I now no longer have the ability to attack. What are we looking for? I will trade with this. So that's gonna go up to a 4. They get Surveil 2 on the attack. We'll trade here. Yeah, Surveil will keep 1. Do they have a pump spell? They must have a pump spell. There's or a kill spell here. The Wrath. That doesn't trample, does it? +3, +1. Okay. So currently our issue is our opponent is at 17 and growing. We're also at 5? Okay, well. Okay. The actual issue is we might be dead in 2. Alright. Yeah, if they play a land here, they get to ping twice, and we're at 4. So they scried this to the top. We're gonna block with Pigeon and gain some life if they attack in. That thing has menace, right? I think they stop attacking with one creature and start attacking with a lot of creatures. I think they've realized that. Okay. Not willing to put this in combat's way. I'm gonna block with the Pigeon and the Citizen. The problem is that makes us, like, dead in a turn here, but there's nothing else we can do. I don't have enough to overkill. We do have the arachnologist. I keep calling you an archaeologist. If we draw the red or black source, we can play the Earth Spider. Possible getting us out of here. It'll be a 6/6 fly, like a big ass Baneslayer Angel. I think we're dead. Because I'm going to be forced to double block on the Bog to not die. And I don't have enough bodies anymore. They simply will not notice my life total. They noticed my life total. Okay. Yeah. Damn. Things were going so well until Wrath of God, which is generally how Wrath of God works, I suppose. Sad we didn't get to, like, we didn't get to Spider as much as I would want to, obviously. Oh, freebie. These go so quick. I don't know that I like how quick these go. It's like eating a whole bag of potato chips all at once. Sack, search for a spider hero. Furnace. You too? As a sorcery. This thing's fine just as a 1/1 Death Toucher. What else do we have in here that's fine? Yeah, that's kind of the thing, is that, like, by the time I have a feel for what the deck does, we're already done. It doesn't get time to breathe up. 2 less. None of the white in here is really calling out. With these two. Cast spiders on the top of your library. Cam and Ferric aren't in this color combination. I'm not as huge on them, but they're at least like a flying haste body. They might get better with some of the red cards. Horus, maybe? Cement my green and then like try to figure out what color 2 is. Cement my green and try to figure out what color 2 is. Cat? This isn't the color combo I want cat in. Okay, hold on. Can we get the Infernus back from our first pack? Right? There was a copy of the... This is a legend. Oh, that's a lot worse. It's fine. Like this. Big green. Big gruel. Because, like, Zan can grab mountains as well. You're not a hero. Okay, gruel looks like it's open, and I just don't know what it wants, where our payoff is. Oh, this is 2 or 1 if it targets a spider. Okay. Arm spinner. Play to land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand to blast your opponent. Kind of want the big stuff here, the removal. This would be a splash if we did that. Like, because then we'd be able to do that off the red and like maybe try to do that off the green in here. There's almost nothing else that would go with, but it would be like, we know we can't play this early anyway. I can tutor it. How do we get, I would say how we get fixing for this, but we can find it because we're in green, which is the funny part. Moms are fixing. Okay, hold on. How many copies of this are we after? Hello. Oh, we're gonna be a jerk today. Okay. I understand. Equal to your power to any target. I don't remember what's on the bonus sheet. I just know that there's a ton of like there's like counterspell I think is on the bonus sheet. We were having a discussion last time. Oh, moms and lunge? Yeah. I don't think lunge is huge, but we have some big bodies that I think it'll work with, so. Furnace is hilarious, because if we don't have a mountain, it doesn't work. Like, it'll die. We don't have anything on 2. If only there was some sort of 2-drop that gave us mana, and then also made our opponent kill us with an X spell. If we had those, maybe things would be a little different for us, but we'll have to see if our opponent has anything that... If we can find anything like that. I don't believe in... Lurking Lizards, I think, actually does a good job here. It'll die before the ATB puts a mountain, yes. So if we, like, don't have red and we're doing it off of, like, this, it would blow up. How many magic cards provide extra arms? I think the monstrosity on 100-handed one, it adds the arms, right? Like, that's how that card works. Yeah, okay. Sure. Yes, that is the default for this specific set. You are drafting with 4 players and picking 2 cards instead of 8 players and picking 1 card. The set is smaller and designed around a quicker draft environment with less packs. We're also playing less games with them. So you only see 4 packs worth of cards instead of 8. Do we have, like... We don't have a couple ways to do the... I'll take you. Thinking of ways we have that let us cast spells that, 2099. How big is this set card-wise? 188. I think. That may... Around that. I don't remember if that includes basic lands or not. It feels like 100 of them are legends. If I remember the numbering, it's, Oh god, I didn't look at the legendary count. I can do that. It's a lot. Scryfall. Advanced search. Sets. Spider-Man. Typeline. Legendary search. 80 cards. Out of 193. So yeah, the 188 must not include basic lands when I came up with that number specifically. Okay. Deathburst, Rendezvous, Wisecrack, Lava Goblin, Carcoals. Play this Firebrain Scheme, not because I think the card's good. I think the card's kind of bad, but it is a way to play cards from exile. I think that's important with what we're doing here. Okay. I don't think we're red enough for Infernuses, because we're also doing a third color. So, like... A set like... So if we're talking about Final Fantasy, or we're talking about, let's talk about Edge of Eternities. Edge of Eternities, was 260? 270? I don't remember with or without basics. Drop one of the lunges because I don't like that card as fight. Drop Romantic Rendezvous. Kind of playing the Lavaborn Goblins as just a body. It's not exciting. We are missing the 2-drop that taps for mana in this deck pretty badly. Oh, this card's just really bad, huh? Sorcery, by the way. You might read this and think, wow, that's impressive. Sorcery. You gotta... Mana or power? Power, okay. I don't have discard outlets. I'm not playing a discard outlet deck, so this is just a... I mean, it's still a 5-power haste creature for 5? That's probably fine. It's like a mini Monstrosaur. I'm gonna cut the scheme. The scheme's the worst card in the deck. Just cut the... Don't play the card for, like, the like, silly interaction that isn't gonna happen. It's fine. That's fine. We're fine. Okay. Is it just me, or is this a big spider set? Indeed. This set has a secret, and the secret is the set on Arena is not the same as the set in paper. I will keep this. We got the blue, so we can do that. Lurking Lizards is pretty nice. I will pick it up with Zan to be able to play Zan on 3, and attacking with a 1-3 is like reasonably possible. Ooh, car call. No, we go Lurking Lizards. Lurking Lizards is more likely to be able to attack into a 2-2. If our opponent plays a 2-2, I can attack into it and play Zan. Go grab a white. Okay. So we get a 4-power buddy, which is immediately gonna get hit by like spectacular tactics. But yeah, the paper version of this set is a Spider-Man set. Zahn here is Miles Morales under normal circumstances, but not here. Okay, a Demi is the one that can pay 1 to fly. I can just bop you with like Wisecrack or Death Flame. Like I can get this off the table. They might keep it back to block. Oh, they don't have to keep black to block at all. Alright. That has first strike. No, thank you. I'll pass. Let's go ahead and drop you down. That might have been better as Wisecrack, actually, looking at the aces. Yeah, maybe. I went with this because I wanted to leave the instant available, but looking at that, being able to knock the aces off the table might be more important. Card call, we can activate because this will tap for green. We can do enough to get through. What are you? Look at an opponent's hand, choose a card type other than creature. Those cards cost 1 more. Okay, so you get to make one Wisecrack cost 1 more. That I don't care about. Okay. Wait. No. Damn it. It doesn't, like, work the way I want that to, does it? Well. That's very funny. Because it's not a spell with mana value 4, it's a spell that costs 4. That is normally a spell that costs... Yeah. So the idea here is that if they double block, we Wisecrack, kill one, kill the other. They know about it, so they went to take the block and then immediately realized what was going to happen if they blocked. All right. Prototype's like an alternate cost. It doesn't... What do we... Oh, we have too many cards left in hand right now. I kind of want to draw some big things to be able to trigger... We have a lot of things that want 4 drops. So Lurking Lizards wants a 4. This wants a 4. What does this do? When this comes into play, target creature against flying. Okay, sure. You got it, balls. That's not what you're doing. Okay. Yeah? One counter. Exile top card of our library. We get to play it. This mills 5 and then hits a thing for the highest power in our grave. What is the highest power in our grave? Zan, so it's a 4. And a favorite fighter, so it's a 4. Wow, we also milled a lot here, but we'll be able to pick this up soon. Get your flyer off the table, I suppose. I'll let them make the trades if they want, because picking up miles will be okay in the long run. So if we trade with that 3-3, Wisecrack turns back on. But it's at 8. We couldn't... So the alternate line would have been killing that to turn the Wisecrack on, but then the 3-4 can't die to Wisecrack. So... awkward like that. Trail of Teacups, by the way, is going to be +2/+2 next turn. So Lurking Lizards is going to be able to attack. I'm also not going into combat against this. Did you? Oh, you want to enweb something. I see. It's a May. That's funny. Alright, so what's your web card? You obviously have one. Oh! Alright. Draw a card and gain 2 life if you've played 2 creatures this turn. Which they will do, because free Shredder Aces. God! Please! This card doesn't do anything! Okay. I probably should... I was saving this to kill the thing that they played off it, but I clearly should have just spent it, you know? Okay. So, free Shredder Aces, that lets them push something into combat. Yep. And then... we get to pick up a creature next turn on Teacups. Laszlo. Give something menace. Alright. That's fine. Are you gonna make one of my creatures can't block? You get to draw 2 off the turn, so that's good. Yeah, so you're making your own creature can't block. Well, that means the vigilance doesn't matter. Yeah, this is J. Jonah Jameson as the paper card. One of the best, like, paper cards, I think, for an idea of a card. You give Spider-Man menace, then you profit off it. So. Wait. Are you gonna fall for it? I have green mana. Is your last card +1/+1? Is it gonna be kill this? It is. I shouldn't have even. Okay. I can't even leave. Fine. You can draw your card. Alright. Give me back. Give me favored fighter, actually. Oh my! I can play that. Yeah. All right. In for 4. The idea with this in for 4 is that they can, like, triple block and kill this, but they would lose Silken Throne, which is their life gain and card draw engine. They have to draw 2 creatures to make it real, which... Ooh! Quint's Insight. This card's sweet. You can cycle a card and... What the hell does that do? Until your next card, each creature attacks each combat. Everyone fights, nobody quits. You know, I was thinking about doing that anyway. Each creature attacks and each other player attacks player other than you. But no, Quint's Insight, this is like, I think it's like the Goblin's Madness or something like that in paper. I think this card's incredibly cool. For the first half of it is really actually a lot stronger than like you might immediately think. It's just at the beginning of main phase, discard a card, draw a card. Which like sounds like not a lot, but a free cycle every turn is a lot. And especially with like anything with Mayhem, you immediately turn off because it's after the draw step. So like you can just cycle a Mayhem card and immediately like draw a new one and then play the Mayhem card. And it also gets a minor ping whenever you cast anything from not hand. So slowly adds up. And just like also late game, like it's a, you know, you draw a land and you go, no thanks, give me a second one. Like back to the dealer, hit me again. Okay, gotta say, the 4 mana stuff worked out. Thank you, little lizard dude. They just go so fast. We're running. We're going wild. Boldo. Hello? Yeah, we're fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Is there a problem with this hand? No. No problem whatsoever. Guess what we're going to do on 3? We're going to attack with Cruel Carcals. They're going to not block because we have a pump visible. And then we're going to play Zan. And Zan is going to go ahead and get us a blue source. They're not, you know, that's just how it's going to go. Step 1. Attack for 2. Step 2. Rising Zan. Get that Samurai Gunman in here. Because the threat of the pump was real. And if Zan lives, I probably just play Oris. Because then I attack for 6. Oh, they've got 3 colors over there. Oh boy, they're going for a double. What is the lore for this version of the set? It's basically a core set. Like, we have a lot of cards from a lot, like, so here, Terrific Team Up, which is a card in set that's like a, you know, it's a crossover, Miles and Peter doing a thing. This is like a Bloomborough card. We got a mouse and a raccoon fighting together. Cruel Carcals here is a Omenpaths, buddy. You know, these cats. Less than you assume. Like, a lot of the art has to be specifically called for because this is a spider, you know? Like, it can't have all been graveyard art if we're, You say notable exception as though they're not half the set, though. Do I want to just get in for 6? I want to get in for 6. Like, just from the art and the way the cards line up, I think it's more like 20% at most. Okay, what are you doubling, by the way? You kept all three on top. Up. Okay. Whenever a creature an opponent controls with the greatest power among creatures they play dies. Yeah. Sorry, I'm pinching you. I don't mean to do that. That my bad. I just like no. But yeah, sorry, I got hit by trying to think about cards a bunch. It's mostly just that it's like there's a ton of like cards like that are from like that are flavored around a bunch of planes we've been to previously. I don't think so. Yeah. I assume one of these is dying? You really needed to play that pre-combat, I think. I'm sitting here with 2 copies of our buddy here, and, Alright. Gotta pay it all. Alright. Hello. Opponent is vexing. So all of our threats here are lethal. But yeah, like so like the mob lookout is like a new Capenna flavored card. Bracco here is an Ikoria one. I don't know what Oris is. Oris has this very fine suit and a very fine chair with these like orbs hanging out over there. I don't know what's going on in that one. So this is, you gotta block all 3, because every one of these is a lethal threat. But yeah, but very much like a core set of stuff. With a large chunk of like the biggest thing about the set and what makes it what it is that the cards have to be 1-to-1 exact copies of the paper card. So Uharis, the Storm Spinner here, has to be an exact copy of Spider-Man 2099. So it has to keep Spider-Human Hero as its creature types because there are cards that care about Spider as a creature type in the game of Magic. There are cards that care about Hero as a creature type in the game of Magic. Come on. Come on. This is the slowest search for Sid. There are cards that care about the creature type hero in the game of Magic. There are cards that care about, like, so they can't change the card to be a different non-spider. That's why there's so many cards in here that have to be spiders. Same with, like, this, our Spider Cat hero. Everybody loves the Spider Cat hero. Yeah, they did swap the Soul Stone to be like the terminus of return because it's a new type. Not that new type, because it's a different typing. It doesn't reference anything from the past. It's fine. Oh! We're matching. We got it, boss. Spider v Spider combat. I will trade. You might wonder, why am I trading? The answer to why I'm trading is because they showed green and white. Leaving that as a 1-drop to pick up is a lot more liable to backfire on me to let them in web. That's terrifying. I need that off the table very quickly. Moms, help me out. So yeah, Ethereum mechanic here is +1/+1 on all creatures, artifacts, and/or vehicles. No blocks. It's fine. Then they're gonna pump. And there's Darvel. Yeah, that was the reason I jumped the last one, so. Alright, here's what we're doing. Step 1. Moms are tough. Step 2. Moms are adopting a cat. Now, we're going to take a lot of damage from this, but moms are going to be able to... Oh, this is terrifying. We're going to take half our life total in damage here, but it's okay. We're going to be fine. You have to believe me. We're going to be okay. We'll turn this corner. Moms are tough. Okay. So it looks like I'm tapped out, but I am not tapped out. They're just playing that as a 2/3. In good news, they don't have the mana to remove the counters to draw cards. Thank God. But we are going to lose Horus. But we're on an even board now. Moms are tough, and they'll be able to hold off. They're empty-handed. And guess what moms also have? The ability to tap for mana. Ooh. No, that's good, actually. Are you sure about this one? Are you sure about this one? What? Moms are tough. Everybody, please. I can't believe we got there with this. They did the math. It's true. So I think they saw 2 creatures hit and saw 2 and 3, and that they'd pump over. But no, the lizards get a counter, and then they go +1 power for the shot. I'm super happy with how that one played. That felt like a game we were losing for a few turns there when they started playing their ramping threat, but the team up. The big thing there was that there was no way you would like buy that that's the trick I have, right? Because I had no lands untapped for the first one of those. Thanks, Steam. No. This'll be fine. I'd like to have a creature for Rising Zan to rise, but if we don't, that's okay too, I suppose. I'll just sort of play our cards, I suppose. That's what we got. We're here, we're taking 2. Damage is happening. Our opponent's playing some things. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Razorkin and see what they do. I'm not gonna play the Trail of Teacups, I'm gonna play the Razorkin. Okay. I guess I'm gonna try and kill this then. No plays till 4, yeah, really good things. That's how you win games of Magic. I know that one. Teacups. Get you out of here, please. Fate Weaver. Save me, Fate Weaver. So that actually played well. That played fine. Like, that went removal spell, get some things in the grave I'm happy to pick back up, like Chizak. This looks powerful, but, like, we have a Death Toucher, so I can just block and kill Trail, this is a really strong saga. Like, removal pump, pickup. I think it's a strong piece. Okay. Well. Huh. Next turn, I can play a 6 and a 2, is the idea? I don't care about removal on this because I wasn't blocking anyway, because that's a 5/5. Like, the removal doesn't matter. They can make it a... Ooh, but they can, like, make it a 7/7, and then, yeah. They make it a 7/7. I wasn't blocking no matter what the play was, but now they can make it a 7/7 and surveil 3. I need to draw a team up. Okay, we're gonna get back. Chizak? Chizak is big enough to, yeah, it's gotta be Chizak. It's not great, but it has to be because this is enough power to block. This can do it. If they attack when they... The problem is they surveilled cards to the top. Which is always a good sign. The thing is Menace, huh? Hmm. 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 Yeah, that'd do it. Good old goblin. Good old goblins. Anyway, we get to maximum magic on this one. We're gonna get to play our either fourth win or second loss. Very ephemeral, you know? Alright, Catgrass. Yeah, this is fine. This is actually really nice looking. Lizards into moms into... Ooh, that's a strong one. Well, lizards into maybe rising? It's possible. Are they gonna rise here? No, thank goodness. Ooh, that's playable on 4. So the hope, obviously, to me is that I can attack with lurking lizards and then jump. If not, we can just play moms, and then that'll let us do it in the future turn because the mana tap. Looks like we're able to do it if they don't leave back Fate Weaver, which I would do because I like the mana. Forest on top. They wanted the land. Okay. Well, you know what that means? It's fine. So this should be okay. Oh boy! That's a lot of... Oh boy. Okay. A lot of lone ones. So this... It has 1 tap, target creature is +1/+1 for each creature you control. I think the line is... Fate Weaver. Tap for red. Okay, cool. That, I think, was the most effective way to get things on the board. We used a bunch of mono-writ stuff to get moving. We're gonna take, like, 7 for this, but what am I doing about it, you know? The pump is a sorcery. So, that's good. Ooh, that's even great. That's a huge good card. I think I want to play... Fate Weaver. I think I want... Because this has Reach and Death Touch. I think I want Uharis to start moving in. Like this. Because the way we beat them is we remove their creatures. If they can't use the land to pump their team, we aren't going to die. You know? That's how we win. So I need to be aggressive, even in the face of huge damage coming our way. I want Fate Weaver trading for Zion. Lurking Lizards is the one I really like to keep, but I want to be aggressive at them. And there's enough here that, like, we might be able to use Terrific Team Up to, like, buy damage on this turn. Yeah. That's sort of the line here. We have a lot more mana than it looks again, thanks to Moms. We can cast this team up using the treasure or tapping our team. This is also an attack for... Damn. Alright. That feels good. Okay. So they can pump the Aerialists to 8. That costs 2 of their mana. They would need a way around Fate. Ooh, interesting. Okay. All right. I don't think you can attack much here. Is there anything that Fate Weaver searches that would be really good here? Sorcery, obviously. Like, is there a reason to leave Fate Weaver alone rather than just trading? Because trading gets this the hell out of here. That might be the reason, is just get the trade out of here. Okay. Okay. I think the line is lunge. We have a menace activation too here. You are fighting the Web Keeper. And then we just go in. Ask for their board. You're at 9? This. You. Anyway. Damn, if that wasn't, like, our opponent was doing a pretty strong curve out on their side, and we did not care in the slightest. Like, the ability that we were able, the mana we were able to squeeze here, the like, power we were able to squeeze on the lurking lizards, the fact that, like, we cheated on mana costs for them, too. Like, the lizards got to see a 2-drop that's a 4 and a 3-drop that's a 5. The double strike from Muharis. Yeah, that double team kill spell is nuts. Like, absolutely. One-sided bite hits 2 targets, so it's really hard to interact with because you have to do, like, you have to stop 2 things from biting. It's usually going to be enough damage with 1, and even with 2, we can hit high. Like, we can do like 10 damage. We can hit anything. So, yeah. Wow. All right. So we had maximum magic on one end, and we had minimum magic on one end, and we had middle magic on the other. I think we went 5 and 5 on the day total. Yeah, 0201. Sorry, 021241. That's 5 and 5. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Let's open some packs. Take a look at some cards. Have a day. I've talked about I've talked about this a couple times, but it's one of my favorite bits where the card has to match the card in paper, and this is Hobgoblin, Green Goblin. It's one of the It's one of the goblins. You know, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, one of those. And they gave Green Goblin and friends the Goblin type. So this card is a Goblin human villain, and the way that they made this work as a Goblin human villain is that we have a pair of chumps who are at each other's throats on a hang glider. Like, everything about this card comes out to be a Goblin human villain because they're doing hang gliding crimes. And, like, you know, fitting direct. We have to slot into a very narrow box. And like we have cards in this set that are like, I'm very certain just sort of card, you know, like a card idea we might have just had around. Like, I'm not gonna say this was in the just sort of art that maybe was for a card from War of the Spark that didn't get printed. But a card like this has to be like, we have to commission because the hole's too small. It's one of my other favorites here, Secret Identity, is great. We have a little this otter is being saved by this masked hero. Our raccoon is looking on in awe, and our hero, though, while wearing a raccoon mask, rat ears, rat tail. Very cute. Very cute. Yeah, Space Morb. I can't believe how, like, laser-targeted Chemex got us on this card. Like... So yeah, we do know that this set was very much built, like, quick. Very quick. Like, to the point where there's no flavor text on any of these cards because of how quick it needed to be built. They commissioned a different pigeon with a power bracelet instead of the one with a donut. I guess donuts aren't real. Bayo Irritable Instructor. Oh, this is a fun direction for... This is Electro in paper. Making it... I like that it's a villain. Like, you get your professor mad enough and they're gonna show up to your house. Like... Oh, that's true. The background on the pigeon was, New York. And this is the one that actually was changed. This card is, an Infinity Stone. It's the Soul Stone. It's part of a long, cycle we're going to see over the course of future sets. But because it doesn't reference anything backwards, it doesn't have to be an Infinity Stone. We just have to use a word for all of them going forward, right? So, we Control F on a number of things on it to change Harness and Infinity to Origin. Card's quite good. Card, I think, is the most expensive card in the set by, like, a mile, I'll be real. Just because it's like a very obvious fit in a lot of EDH decks. And I don't know what this, like, in a constructed format, a 60 card constructed format, the legendary drawback on this card is actually a bit that makes it awkward to play. Like, normally if you're playing Mana Rocks in a deck, you want, like, a number of Mana Rocks because you're jumping from 2 to 4. You're trying to do, like, you're looking to be like, I want consistently, like, to be able to play this on 2 and then go up on 4. You would play decks that played more than 4 signets, sort of thing. But as we found with Ironcrag, it's kind of tough because if you draw a second one, it's really bad. So, anyway. That's not Spider-Man. Legally distinct. We checked with the lawyers. It is exactly legally distinct as we need. So, yeah, that'll be it. I'll be fitting more of this in, but I think it, like, because of the speed of it, I don't think I might be giving up Slay the Spire nights, because, like, we can get through, like, 3 drafts on Mondays. So, we'll be doing these on Mondays, and getting to, you know, see where things are going. So, hello? Good to know. Okay. Happy to see that. Yeah, the Edge of Eternity is going away. Okay. Not tonight. I can't tonight. But, I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, that's it. Thank you all for joining. Hope you had a fun time with this. I get one of the positives. There's actually a lot of positives on the way that this is built in my mind. I think this set actually does a lot of things right. Like, I think that the pick 2 draft format has disadvantages and advantages over big draft, but isn't, like, it is enough of a side grade that I'm happy it's a thing. I wouldn't want every set to be this, and I think I would want, like, sets to be designed for this more. Like, maybe if we're doing 1 or 2 of these a year, if we're doing 6 sets. But they're so fast, like, it's fine for us to do something silly, you know? I talked about it being like a bag of chips, where, like, yeah, if we 0-2 in a draft, it was like, sure, we went something silly and we just go. Go, it's a lot easier to say just go next, right? Um, and it happens fast too, both on the draft side and like the way that we're doing this draft. A lot of the times feels like we're just sort of like we're finding a lane and then just sitting in the waves. I hope that we get an iteration on it. Spider-Man set was built pretty quick, built up pretty quick after the change in June 2023 to be a double size of the set and give it a limited format. And so, like, I think there's still pieces that could use some more tuning. Weirdly enough, the pile of legendaries at Common is the one I've seen happen the most, where it's just like you end up not picking like the third copy of Daverick, Devril. Anyway, my thoughts are still bubbling about it. It's been a week. We've played 2 days of it, but I wanted to at least, talk about it. But anyway, that's all for tonight. Thank y'all for joining. Hope you had a fun time. If you want to catch more, follow, subscribe. Thank you to everybody who did. I appreciate it. Appreciate Modifin. Oh, appreciate Intertime gifting 5 subs. Appreciate that as well. But happy if you're having a good time here. If you want to just hang out, enjoy your skulls, slimes, mold drifters, mimics. Yeah. I'll catch you this week. Trails, Dragon Quest, Yakuza. I have to say, Yakuza is at a fever pitch. We're in a really fun state there. Last week was incredible. This week is likely to be. Same with Dragon Quest VII. Last week we killed the devil, and this week we're going to revive God. Trails may not be at that point, but that's the point of Trails. Trails plays at a lower pitch. A lot of fun, though. So, anyway, thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.